welcome back again to the Lifestyle Dropbox, where we're going to discuss all the fears and fetishes and fantasies of the swinger lifestyle and the BDSM lifestyle. And again, if you want to look forward to seeing me again, you can find me on Spotify at Lifestyle Dropbox. You can find me here on YouTube at Lifestyle Dropbox. And you can also find me on Instagram at Lifestyle_drop_box for events, and also Lifestyle Dropbox _ podcast to follow the latest episodes. And we drop every Monday at 8 a.m. So make sure you check it out. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. So today we are going to keep it fun and funky with first time experiences. What you feel when you go into, your first swinger or BDSM event. I'm going to share some things with you. Oh, and not to mention something really fun. My co-host today, Mr. Rubber Dicky, he's going to be here just kind of keeping me company. And as you can see, it's Queen Katra, so we got some things in common here, you know what I mean? So, yeah, let's hop right into it. I wanted to start off by saying that dealing with a lot of people who come into the lifestyle, they're very nervous, and in which I completely understand. I have been there. My very first party, I just kind of dived right in, to be honest. But there were some stipulations that I had, wasn't quite sure what to expect. So that's what we're going to discuss today. We're going to go ahead and, let me tell you about my first time. So my first time was at a beautiful, beautiful loft. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that there are differences in venues. There's clubs, there's house parties, lofts, there's lounges, all types of things, all types of venues that people host in. But for my particular time, it was first time. It was in a house that had a beautiful loft that you would never ever think existed there. And when I walked in, the setting was really nice, upscale, contemporary. I believe it was like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath type of vibe, had the surround system. The host, by the way, was amazing, which is always a plus. As you guys know, hosting is something that is extremely important that you want to take into consideration when it goes to picking any type of event. You want to make sure that the host really does serve you right. So this particular host, the setting was nice, the ambiance was great, the food was amazing. They served wine, fruit, all types of things, and the crowd, the people were extremely good looking, very attractive. Well, in my opinion, the age group that I went to was maybe between, I say, 25 and 40. Those are types of things that you want to expect at a swinger party, depending on, where you go or who's hosting. The age range can fluctuate. I've seen them. I'm pretty sure you can go as young as 18 and up. But for me, particularly in my events, I prefer 25 to 45. That's where, my clique, my gang, where I choose to be. So not to detour too far off, to jump back into it, my very first time was something spectacular, okay? For me, I went in there, I had my lingerie on, I wanted the real experience. I didn't want to cut myself short, as I would say. I went in there, and this is where I began to really learn how things work, and I immediately fell in love. The first thing that they started was an icebreaker. After a little bit of mingling for maybe like a good hour, the host rounded up everybody together, and everybody was there to basically listen to the household rules and introduce themselves, basically who was their first time, and what people were into. And the one thing that caught my attention was this one guy, tall, dark, and handsome, bald headed guy, just came downstairs to the kitchen, just butt naked. And I was just like, oh, so this is what we're doing tonight, huh? Oh, okay. I absolutely loved it. And by him doing that particular action, it made me feel more comfortable. I know for some of you guys, you would be like, what the hell? But I was just like, yes, this is what I signed up for. Like, if this is going down like this tonight, I'm like all for it. So he was able to just really set the tone for the icebreakers, made everybody laugh, made everybody feel comfortable. And after everything was done, once the rules and everything was explained and we all had an understanding, we all dispersed through the house. And I love a nice venue. I love space. For me, particularly, I love house parties. I do have one club in particular that I like to enjoy to go to New York. New York has some very good clubs. Shout out to New York. But for me personally, I think the house parties are way more intimate. You can interact a little bit better with the people. It's not as, it is a little bit overwhelming because everybody is a little bit more crunch tight and, like I said, more intimate rather than a club being spaced out. But honestly, I think that that's what makes intimate parties a little bit better, is the interaction and getting to know people, not just like, walking past each other and just ignoring each other and just looking around having googly eyes. That's not it. An intimate setting kind of forces you a little bit more to open up and interact and kind of let yourself be a little bit more free. So for my very, very first party, I had the wonderful experience of getting my toes sucked. And I was like, oh, what? I went to the upper level. And as a matter of fact, it was the guy who came downstairs with the icebreaker, butt naked. And he just walked up to me. Of course, you cannot touch without consent. So he walked up to me. I was with my partner at the time, and I was already in play the whole nine. And he just walked up to me. He said, hey, can I touch you? And I was like, yes. He was like, you ever had, your toes sucked? I said, no. And he proceeded to move along and do what he did best. And it was probably one of the best experiences I ever had. I particularly, before that, was not a fan of getting my toes sucked. But hey, this is what the lifestyle is all about. It's about the experiences. It's about, just kind of diving in and learning yourself and seeing what you like and what you don't like. And for me particularly, I enjoyed it. Not saying that I'm going to stick my foot in everyone's mouth, but he did a very, very great job, and that actually added to, the mood, and it made me just want to do even more. So that was a great experience for me for my very, very first time. And honestly, it made me so moist and so wet. I just was dripping across the floor. Like, it was just that good. Like, the event, and like I said, the people that were there, the intimacy, the ambiance, it just really put me over the edge. So I wanted to just really, share that with you for my very first experience, and let you know that there are some times where you do go in there nervous, but don't go in there with any expectations. Go in there just being yourself. Um, Go in there and just say, you know what, whatever I had, in the back of my mind for the evening, I'm just going to let it go and just let it flow. And I guarantee you, magic will happen. It's inevitable. So, for this particular episode, yes, I just wanted to continue to share just some things, and, like I said, some experiences for just first time, not ongoing, not veteran experience, but just really being a newbie stepping into the scene. Another experience I can share with you is a hotel experience, which is a lot different. This venue in particular, you don't have, you can have the intimacy, but it's a lot more intimidating depending on how big the environment is. Sometimes it's just in a standard suite with just the two beds, and you're just really curating maybe just a few people who really are about that life and really come to bring that energy and play, and you really just want to have what you call that fuck fest or whatever else, and you want to have people on top of each other. It can get like that. And then there's times where there's big suites hotels where you can move from room to room and just have a little bit more breathing space, and it's not as overwhelming. But again, it's still intimate. But I did attend a very nice hotel event, and it was on a weekday, I believe. And this particular event, I always smile when I'm thinking about it because it was a very small hotel, kind of like a residence inn type of vibe, small kitchenette. I don't even think it was a two-bedroom, just a one-bedroom with a little parlor. Wasn't much. And the people in there, they were like a little bit older, maybe a little bit too old, maybe grayish old. And again, being there with a friend of mine, just having a good time. And this is when I started getting introduced to the blindfold, the bondage, things of that nature. Um, okay, so I'm going to just take a small little stop for a second because I believe that we have a quick question from, again, I have a small audience here who is indulging in this episode with me. So, in the meantime, let me just go ahead and ask. Please ask the question. Yes.
Hi, sorry. My name is Princess Tiara. Hi,
Hi,
Taz.
Princess
I'm a big
Tiara.
fan.
We have Princess Tiara on the scene.
Big fan.
She's also a single lady in the lifestyle, a unicorn, a brat. We'll get into that when we go into more of the Dom sessions. But in the meantime, we're going to offer her the floor. And go ahead, baby.
So you mentioned something about going to your first party with a partner. What is a partner, and can you have multiple partners?
Absolutely. So that's a wonderful question, and thank you for asking. In the lifestyle, yes, you can have multiple partners, and a partner is someone that you have your bond with, your connection with, your relationship, your rapport with, your understanding with. It's the person. Partners do not have to be marital status. They can be friends with benefits. They can be a dom sub relationship, just the person that you choose to attend with you for the evening, um, to accompany you if you're going to be intimate or, like I said, a partner is just the person that is accompanying you at the moment. And that doesn't have to have a specific status. You can basically be partnered with anyone. You can go to an event and be partnered with your girlfriend for the evening, or be partnered with your husband, or a friend with benefits, or maybe something called what we call a hot date, where you're randomly meeting someone at a spot and you're doing the event. So a partner is, like I said, it's just someone that you're partnering up with for the evening that you're going to enjoy that moment and that event with. Did I go solo? That was the question. For my first event, no, I didn't go solo. I was in the lifestyle in the beginning, and I've been in the lifestyle 4 years now, and 3.5 years out of that four, I was not solo. I was partnered up, and I believe I mentioned in the last episode, being a partner and being solo in the lifestyle are two different experiences. I prefer um, I prefer to be solo. Like I said, a little bit more freedom. You don't have to worry about the obligation, but it's also a loving and beautiful feeling to be in a partnership as well. The protection you get to, like I said, the pillow talk, the sharing, all types of things. It's two different plates. So for me, I think right now I could honestly say I could be torn. Um, they are both wonderful experiences. I can only speak from right now. In the future, being solo in the lifestyle, and my experiences moving forward, what I'm going through. But as far as the past experiences and what I'm sharing with you now, I was in the lifestyle with a partner that I had the opportunity to share these wonderful experiences with. And again, that moves me back to what I was going to share with you before. Thank you for the questions. That moves me back to the story and the partner and getting into sharing and blindfolding and bondage and things of that nature. I had a wonderful opportunity of being blindfolded in the event. And this was the very first time that I could say I allowed full blown trust with my partner. And the scenario was he picked a few people and kind of put them in rotation with play without me knowing. And it was different. It was wonderful. It was something that I really couldn't explain because when you're blindfolded, it leaves more to the imagination. It also gave a great opportunity for me and my partner at the time to bond and have fun and really have some things to talk about at the end of the evening. So, yeah, so in the hotel, even though the restrictions are a little bit different, you can't really smoke and things of that nature. It's you have to pay attention to other things when you're in a hotel environment. Like I said, it's more of interacting with each other and getting to know each other. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to let you know that that was a wonderful experience. I did take my blindfold off, and the funniest thing ever, there was a guy in the event at the time who had a disability. And when I was walking out of the door, he decided to stop me. And I hate to do it this way, but he said, it was really nice playing with you. And I looked at my partner at the time and I could not hold my composure. Like, what the fuck? Like, seriously, what the fuck? But you know what? It was great. It was great. I felt like I got pranked. I was waiting for Ashton Kutcher to pop out, you know what I'm saying? But that wasn't the case, you know. But at the end of the day, that's also another thing. I want you to know that you want to get you a good partner, you know what I'm saying? Someone that you can really have fun with, someone that you can open up with. You never ever know. For me, I'm fun and you're not going to find everyone like that. So I'm hoping that I can set the tone for a lot of you guys that maybe are a little bit more uptight and maybe nervous to let your guard down. I say, listen, smoke you some weed, drink you some drinks, do whatever you need to do to wind down whatever your poison may be, whether it be sober, I don't care. Just go out and really just take the experience for what it is because at the end of the day, again, going in the lifestyle or the events with expectations, you kind of just automatically have a guard up. You're a little snooty, you're a little picky. And at this point in time, you just want to let things flow so you can have the full understanding on, you know, how the lifestyle can be, the things that you want to accept because you're being fully open and getting to know yourself. It makes it a little bit easier to pick and choose the things that you want to partake in and don't partake in. For me, I don't knock it till I try it. The first time, I'm like, okay. But the second time does it for me. That makes me, you know, helps me decide whether or not I want to either pull back or push forward. So I just want to give you guys that pointer to say, hey, you know, stretch yourselves, go there and really just break your own rules sometimes with yourself and not have so much more moral compass is what I would call it. Just go in there and just say fuck it for the night. This is what I'm doing. And you know what makes the lifestyle great is the fact that if you go in there and you care what people think or you care about whatever the aftermath is going to be after you leave, then you know that's not the way to go. You want to go in there. The whole point of the lifestyle, one, is to be discreet, not to be necessarily secretive and, you know, holding skeletons or lies or whatever else. Discretion is kept there. There are other people behind closed doors with you who are also going through these fun experiences. So go ahead, let your guard down with the like minded people. You know, don't come into the community and put your guard up with the people who are actually here to have fun with you and protect you and things of that nature. Don't get me wrong. Again, we did discuss that there are some dark sides to the lifestyle and some, you know, some nasty things that can go on. We're dealing with human beings. We're dealing with, you know, real life things. So we don't want to be naive. But what I'm saying to you is just live a little bit, okay? Go ahead, jump off your bridge, know your limits, push your limits, forget about your limits sometimes, accept the people around you, and really absorb the experiences especially for the first time. So that's what we're talking about today. Just really the first time experiences, the newbies, how they feel. And I just really wanted to share, just one or two examples. And I hope I was able to at least make you guys laugh, because that's real. Like, to put that trust into someone and then be unveiled and be like this, and don't shoot me. Like, I don't mean to go like that, but that's exactly how it was. So I mean, it's real. And at the end of the day, if it happened in my life, it's a real life experience. I'm going to speak my truth. He was an awesome guy. He was a very handsome guy. He held great conversation. A disability, I don't judge a book by its cover. I judge my partner. But at the end of the day, this is a short episode. Again, don't want to take up too much of your time. I just wanted to let you guys know that, again, you guys can find me on Spotify, YouTube, Patreon. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And we'll be back, next week. Episode drops again on Mondays at 8 a.m. Have a good night, guys.